What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today I'm back to talk about Warhammer 40K. In this one, I will be going over the future of AI in Warhammer 40K, because when it comes to artificial intelligence, there is a lot to learn from the past, and we've seen a certain race kind of follow in those footsteps, and it's basically just me theorizing as to what may come to that race and others if they follow in the path of humanity. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive into this theory video. So artificial intelligence is a trope that has been used countless times when it comes to sci-fi and any futuristic type of movie or media. It's basically an invention that humanity has created to allow their lives to be easier in many different facets. For example, you can use it as a means to labor, like to use cheap labor. Robots can also be used as a means of military force. Because when you think about artificial intelligence, it's usually attached to like a robotic construct, be it in a humanoid form or any other type of machine, to allow humans to basically be lazy and to get work done that would usually take a human hours, days, years. A machine that is artificially intelligent could do that in seconds, honestly. And we've seen that time and time again. For example, we've got the movie I, Robot, Blade Runner. We've seen that artificial intelligence can be basically programmed to become our own worst enemy. And that is exactly what happened to the humans of Warhammer 40K. So basically, humanity was in their golden age. They were prospering tremendously in both scientific advancements, spacefaring advancements, and they were at the pinnacle of they had a bunch of free time, a bunch of leisure activities. They were doing really good. They expanded beyond Earth. They were spacefaring. They were making treaties and doing a whole bunch of stuff that you don't see them doing nowadays, because in the 41st millennium, there is only war. War did exist back then during the Golden Age, but during the creation of the Men of Iron, these sentient robots basically revolted against their human masters, so to speak. And that's when we have this machine revolt. And the Men of Iron, or the Iron Men as they were also called, basically fought a war that almost could have ended all life, not just humanity. And that is because these weapons of war evolved and became powerful. Going into the lore of it, the Legio Cybernetica became like just look at the cybernetic revolt and what happened. So basically, both sides had awesome weaponry, since obviously humanity was at the pinnacle of science and whatnot, and the Men of Iron were basically learning from humanity's mistakes, improving upon it, to the point where they had these awesome weapons of mass destructions. There were serpentine machines called the Sun Snuffers that uncoiled into great structures in the void that were literally larger than the rings of Saturn. And they were meant to eat the stars. That's crazy, because when you think about a being that also eats stars, that's the Catan. These are essentially demigods, vampiric, parasitic monstrosities of just energy that can wipe out entire planets. And that's basically what the Sun Snuffers were, created by artificial intelligence. And then we have another one, the Omniphage, which is basically a swarm of super intelligent microscopic nanomachines that devour anything and everything across the surface of the world in mere hours. This is basically the Tyranids. Like, when you think of what the Men of Iron could do through artificial intelligence, through technology, through essentially programmed evolution, they were basically doing what gods and apex predators could do, just probably even better. Or maybe not better, because obviously the Men of Iron were defeated, and we still have the Catan out there enslaved by Necrons, but they're still out there. And then you also have the Tyranids that are a constant threat to the galaxy, more so the Imperium of Man currently. And it's just crazy to think that the Men of Iron could evolve to become a sentient means of ending all life in the galaxy. It was only because all of humanity worked together, and potentially other Xeno races, to quell this revolt. And it happened, but at a great cost. Now, in the beginning of this video, I was talking about a certain race that was kind of following in the footsteps of man, and that is the Tau Empire. The Tau were really primitive, and they almost fought each other to extinction back during essentially the Tau version of the Stone Ages. The Tau rallied into clans, fought amongst each other, until the ethereals appeared out of the sky in these awesome beams of light, and they are the ones that led the Tau to become this super sci-fi, technologically advanced race of what they are now. And through means of, be it pheromone control, mind control, some type of telepathy maybe, the ethereals managed to basically make the Tau into 4 castes, each one specifying a certain type of role in society, and they flourished because of this. Technologically, they became one of the strongest nations, or not nations, but races in the 40K galaxy, and they've developed their technology to have artificial intelligence in a multitude of ways. Most common is probably the drone. Drones can be seen in pretty much every aspect of Tau life, be it agriculture, air force, military, and just doing menial tasks, here and there. We've seen shield drones, missile drones, marker light drones, gun drones all over the place. If a Tau has a need for a task to be done, there's a drone to do it. And these drones are so highly advanced that they don't need a drone controller anymore to basically work those drones for them. Now the drones can operate independently, and they are nearing what I believe is sentience. So we've seen it before with humanity. Will the Tau have their own revolt of artificial intelligence? I don't think so, because we've seen this before, and I don't think GW would want to have it play out again for the Tau. The Tau are already in a different predicament than humanity was. First of all, there are billions upon trillions of humans out there, untold numbers of humans, and the Tau dwarfs that in size. Like, think of it this way, for every million humans, there's probably like 1 Tau. So yeah, they have different worlds, different steps, but as a race, they're very, very small compared to humanity. So their technology, if it did revolt, it probably would be easier to contain, and it wouldn't spread out to threaten the entire galaxy like the Men of Iron did. So with that being said, I don't think that will be a thing. Maybe we'll see like 1 or 2 rogue AIs kind of have its own story, but nothing that would be changing the Tau in the future. So with that being said, the Tau will just progress normally, and they'll become something akin to the Necrons, technologically wise. Whereas the Necrons were really powerful with their technology, able to like control the very physics of the world around them. Maybe not to that extent with the Tau, but they'll definitely have drones be a very instrumental force when it comes to them in the future. I don't think any other race will befall the tragedy that happened to humanity with artificial intelligence, but if that does happen, maybe we'll see something with the return of the squats. The squats have been around for a very, very long time. We haven't heard about them for a long time as well, but now that the Leagues of Voltan are returning, maybe we'll get a little bit of more lore for the Men of Iron. Maybe they'll be able to ally with Men of Iron on the battlefield, because I believe it was either Necromunda or Blackstone Fortress, but we did see a squat miniature there, and of course for Blackstone Fortress you can play as a Men of Iron, or a Man of Iron, I guess you could say. So Don't throw out the question of Men of Iron will never be seen on the tabletop of 40k. It's a possibility that could honestly still be there. And with that being said, guys, that's where I will end the video for today. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that the next race to come out for 40k, besides the Leagues of Votann, the Squats, should be the Men of Iron? Do you think we need another Bro-body-esque army? Because I mean, the Tau kind of already do that. The Necrons are essentially skeleton robots. Do we need another one? What about the Admech? Don't they fill in that role? So with that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think the Men of Iron will return? Will we see it in a different type of way with another faction? Comment down below. As always, guys, if you like what we do here at One Mind Syndicate, a like would be appreciated. Subscribe if you want to see us post videos each and every day. And if you want to go that extra mile, we do have a Patreon page where you guys can pledge just $1 a month, and that really helps us to bring you these videos. Thanks for watching. This has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.